people are staring at us because like we walk in and we're like hot, and then like the other hot people.
Who brought the bad kids?
Yes. And like it's just this energy exchange.
Yeah.
And it's hot. It's just hot to feel that. For me, you already know how I feel about this, but I feel like it's hot to see women look at you and stare at you and like be interested in you. That's not something I thought I would ever be able to say, like ever in my entire life, because I used to be the most jealous person ever. But I love that. Like we're gonna get into that because you actually
we had that
proposition.
Yeah, we had that conversation last night or yesterday.
Which part?
Remember when I caught the kid checking you out?
Oh,
I was
yes.
dying laughing.
Yeah. All right, you guys, welcome to Boss Bitch After Dark. If you are new here, this is a fun bonus style episode that I like to do and talk about things that are a little more on the spicy side. So if you're not ready for that, you don't have to listen. But if you're curious and you want to hang out, then join us. I am here also joined by my boyfriend, Boston Jack. Boston Jack.
Hey, everybody.
He is here, and we just wrapped up a trip on a cruise, and the cruise is called the Bliss Cruise, and it was a 6-day excursion, and it is a lifestyle based cruise. So if you're new sort of to the world, lifestyle is a form of how people interact in their relationships, more of an open style relationship, and it is all encompassing. There are lots of things that can involve, and we're really just trying to pull the curtain back a little bit and show you how we experience it and what it does for our relationship, and maybe open your mind to doing something fun and different, because we've had a lot of fun. Ton of fun.
Yes.
So we talked about more logistics and things about the cruise. So if you want to know things like how's the food, what does it cost, just a little more nitty gritty as far as the particulars, the cost and all that fun stuff, go listen to part 1. This is going to be starting with our first 24 hours on the cruise. How was the energy for you? Like embarking on the ship and all that? I mean, I know you were like mildly having a heart attack until we got our feet on the ship, but once we were there, right?
Yeah. I think once I got on the monoboat, and now I gotta, it was just a good decompressing, because like I said, getting on all those moving factors,
right,
to get on that boat with you was the main goal. So it's like, yay.
Yeah. Yes.
So that initial was once we got on. I think I was cool once we got to the port.
For sure. For sure. But like, how was the energy on the ship? So we get in there and like you're seeing people, and just how was your experience of that?
I love the energy because, and we've talked about this before, going to different like those takeovers and stuff like that. Regardless of what people are or what they're doing, everybody at these places are so cool. You never have any issues. Everybody's being super nice. It's just the vibe and the energy was good, because obviously we're about to set sail. Everybody's seeing people. Everybody's doing the looky look. So
yeah,
I thought it was amazing. I did.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I feel like for me, it's a lot of just like, oh, okay, like I can just relax, right? Like everybody's just kind of being themselves. You don't have to feel like any type of way. And also really just seeing, like you said, we see a lot of people, like they know each other and they're all excited and they're coming together and all that fun stuff. That was super fun. And then just really wondering like how is this going to be like on a ship with these people for 6 days, right? Because we've done like takeovers and stuff like that where it's a couple days, but this is like,
you can't run.
You can't. Like, you're stuck on the ship. And so I felt pretty fine with it. I think you did too, because we've had exposure to like going to sex clubs and like doing these things. So it wasn't like we didn't know what to expect. Yeah. Right.
But what is there to expect?
Yeah.
I mean, even you get on there, everybody's just chilling. People are being nice.
Yeah.
I just felt like you're going to a reunion. So that's what it seems like. Because everybody's
of the crazy people.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, not even just it's just a reunion, because everybody's like, oh, hey, we're here, you're here.
Yeah.
What class were you in?
So fun. Totally. I feel like my first like, oh shit, we're really doing this moment wasn't really in that first 24 hours, but it was like when we first walked. I don't even think we were going to the pool, but like we walked through the pool areas, like off to the sides.
Yeah.
And like everybody's at the pool, and we just look, and I'm just like, holy shit, there is a lot of naked people here. Just like being naked. They weren't having sex. They were just like laying out sunbathing,
And I don't think they were supposed to yet.
Yeah, because you can't be naked. What was it, a mile? I don't remember.
It's actually not something I do. So
yeah,
I can't
we didn't get naked.
Yeah.
I talked about that too, but
I couldn't tell you the legalities of it.
Yeah, but I feel like it was like we have to be a mile offshore or something like that. So, but anyways, yeah, I feel like that was my first like, oh, this is really happening. There's a lot of naked humans everywhere, and I feel like the odd person that I have so much clothing on. I feel like I'm a nun right now. What's happening?
No, that's not true. There was a lot of naked people, but there was a lot of people that were just dressed like us.
Yeah, there were.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
The pool area had a lot of naked
How many
people.
nights? Every next day, more people got naked. So it wasn't like, people were like, all right, I'm gonna do it this day. Oh, I'm gonna do it this day.
I think eventually it was just like, people were a little bit like disarmed because they weren't so worried about like, oh, okay, walking in like, oh, well, everybody, who's here at the pool, not everybody, but a lot of people. We were definitely the minority around the pool. Yeah. In terms of having clothes on, right? Yeah. But I think once you see that, it's like, oh, it normalizes it. And then day 2, day 3, you're like, okay, now you've seen nipples and you're just like, it's whatever, or penises. And it's not even, it's just normal. It's like, everybody's just doing them,
So I'm going to say not normal. Okay. But not,
It wasn't for me. It just was like, okay, whatever.
So this is what we're going to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything.
Now, let's talk about the first impressions of the culture, people, vibes, all that fun stuff.
I think it was so, like, very different, like, all down the board. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even think everybody... See, that's the thing. Everybody's asking, and not everybody is a swinger.
Correct.
I feel
we met people who weren't, actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So as we're talking to people, everybody's a little different. So it's...
Correct.
And a lot of people there for different things.
Yes, exactly. We met some couples, and I talked about on my solo episode about the cruise, how they have an app, right? So they have the Bliss Cruise app, which is basically a place where you can like figure out what the workshops were of the day that Bliss was putting on lifestyle based things. Yeah. And then Royal Caribbean had their app, and you could go there and say like what kind of shows that they're offering that have nothing to do with Bliss. Right. So that was fun. And we got on there, we created our little profile, and I thought, well, let's get on here and see if we can like meet somebody to go to dinner with, and, just find somebody who's kind of in the same space as us. And so we did do that. We met a couple at the hotel. Right?
Yeah.
And you had a conversation with him a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, it was in passing because he's like, hey, buddy, he wanted to know. But he's like, everybody asked you if you were a fucking bodybuilder on this trip. Not one person asked me. It's hilarious. I love it. It was great.
She's the pro bodybuilder.
I know. It's just great. They're like, are you a bodybuilder? I'm like, I love this for him right now.
No, just big.
Yeah. So funny. But we met a few couples, but the one at the hotel, like they came and you had a conversation with him because I went to the girls meetup, right? So, which we'll talk about in a second, but she had also gone. So his wife had also gone to the girls meetup. Yes. And then you went to the casino.
Didn't they tell you where I was?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you went to the casino, and then you guys like had a little chit chat. And so he shared with you like why they were there. Right. And so everybody has their own story. And then I decided to be brave and ask another couple to see if they wanted to go to dinner with us, because reading their profile, I could tell that they were in a similar situation as far as like where they're at with just all of this in the lifestyle, right? Like they're kind of not sure. They think they want to do this thing, but they don't know. And it's kind of just like they're just hanging out about it, right? Yeah. And they were bodybuilders, which was cool. Mm-hmm. So we went to dinner with them, and that was super fun.
I feel like I was really more excited for you because
I geeked out
that's
hard.
Your type of people where they're just like, bodybuilding. I'm like,
those type of people, that culture for sure.
The bodybuilders. But no, I was really excited for you to have that, people to relate with,
Totally.
And
they're very involved in the bodybuilding world in multiple different ways, which I am not at liberty to say, but it's awesome to really just have connected with them, honestly.
Both awesome people, and we still talk to them.
Yeah. I'm like, we might go visit them and just hang out and stuff. So that was super fun. And we have a funny moment. Well, we have several, but so people were just very funny at the pool, right? Some people, right? Like the glory hole guy, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He got my vote for the best shirt.
Yeah, because it was funny shirt day.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we sucked at that game, but funny shirt day. And the guy, what did his shirt say? It said,
I
don't know. It said something glory hole.
Oh. It was a homemade glory hole.
It was, I can't unsee it. Now that we're talking about it, I really want to stop talking about it.
I'm like, keep telling them about it.
Because it was just like,
so let's explain the shirt.
Oh my God.
So let's explain the shirt so they know what we want to put this picture in you guys' head.
Yeah.
So.
He was so fun. We talked to him for a while too.
Great guy from Canada. He was great. It's like, all these people should be listening. Like,
I know, right?
You guys.
That's hilarious.
So the shirt actually came down.
Past his dick?
Yeah, past his dick. So the hole was like
right
where his dick was. Like, I couldn't put on the shirt because it would come up to my belly button. But
yeah.
At the same time, because I was like, that shirt is awesome. Like,
yeah.
I'm not like,
yeah.
I got to look at this, but this is absolutely hilarious.
And so there's a hole and his dick was hanging out. So it was glory hole. For sure.
Yeah. Just walking around with portable glory hole or something?
Yes, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Good shirt, buddy.
Yeah,
Good
so you
shirt.
really have to have a sense of humor, honestly. Like going to one of these things, you really just can't take yourself too seriously because people are just like having fun, being goofy. I was talking on my episode about how we went to, I think it was the Neon Night, and I was like in my stiletto heels and I had my rave fan and I was having the best time. The last time I saw that fan, by the way, I don't know where it's at, and then some guy was like all up in my bubble and I was just like, no thank you.
I don't even know if that guy knew what was
he was
on
so
a ship.
drunk. Yeah, he was just, and he was like having fun, but he was just getting way too close.
Tell him to climb that ladder.
He was
there.
very much in my space, but yeah, I think one other thing to mention too is like feeling like you're being judged by people, right? I talked about this in my episode. Like everybody fucking judges. You have to expect, you can't control what someone else is thinking, but you can control what you're thinking. So if you're judging constantly, then like maybe that's...
I feel it's just a matter of being comfortable in your own skin. Now, everybody in this world has, they're self-conscious and stuff like that. But to be able to do and just pay no mind, I mean, that's impressive. I mean, it's just not something I could do, but there were people that, they're like, no, make sure that clothes stay on until we leave the port. We didn't even start the engines, and there were people naked upstairs.
They totally were. They totally were, but I think it was just one of those things where you're in that environment. Yeah. You're probably never going to see these people ever again, or if you do, it's gonna be here, right? And so, like, what does the fuck does that matter? And honestly, it was really awesome to just see people feel very like free and all that.
And happy.
Very happy.
I think that's what I liked about it. Everybody was happy.
I don't feel like I saw anybody fighting, but I mean, I'm sure there was, of course.
Oh, there was a fight off.
Because there's always fights on, even on like just normal vanilla vacation things.
Probably more fights. Yeah.
Totally. But yeah, I feel like everybody's just good vibes and they're trying to get along and respect everybody. And I think the fact that it is such a highly like consensual thing that needs to happen, that there's a lot of talking that has to happen. Yeah. Right? Because you got to get to a certain point with somebody to understand, like, where are you guys at in your relationship? Like, what are you okay doing and all that? So you start having these super deep conversations sometimes with people because you're talking about sex and vulnerability and like some of the most vulnerable things. So it's like no conversation really feels off topic there. I feel like you can pretty much talk about anything.
Pretty open. Yeah. Everybody seems.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let's see. So what do you feel like it does for us?
We change the tone.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're getting serious.
Okay.
Boston Jack.
Say that one more time.
Give it to me, baby. What does it do for us?
What does it do for us?
Why do we like to go do these things?
What does going to these things? Okay.
Like, what do you feel like you get out of it? Because I know what I get out of it, so I don't expect you to answer.
I feel that's my main thing. I know how much you like it, and it's not. Like, it's not something that if I wasn't with you, I would be doing.
Correct.
Or going to. But at the same time, if you like to go to these places, you like to dress sexy, we hang out with cool people. You don't have to hook up with other people.
Yeah.
I think I'm totally good with it.
Yeah.
And I think the vibe itself is what I think I told a ton of people that, it was swingers cruise. So I'm like, it's not like that. You just you have to have a more open mind. You need to, but if you just want to go where everybody's happy and everybody's having fun, like everybody was cool. Maybe some people didn't want to talk to us.
Yeah,
you know,
whatever. I think it's anywhere you go.
And then, yeah, but at the same time, it just seemed not.
But what do you think it does for us? So you go because it makes me happy and I enjoy these things. And by that, a byproduct, you also enjoy it. I mean, it's not like you're not enjoying looking at all the things too, right? Like we're in this like sexy environment. So what does it technically, do you feel like it does for a relationship?
For us specifically or other people or in general?
For us specifically.
For
I don't
us.
know. Yeah, I don't know what anyone else gets out of it.
I'm not sure how to answer that.
You aren't. Okay.
I feel like I feel very connected to you.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like that's also part of it for me personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to elaborate on what you think it does for us?
Yeah, I feel like we are in a very like sexy environment. It's very sexualized. There's a lot of energy going on, right? People are staring at us because like we walk in and we're like hot. And then like the other hot people.
Who brought the bad kids?
Yes. And like it's just this energy exchange.
Yeah.
And it's hot. It's just hot to feel that. And for me, you already know how I feel about this, but I feel like it's hot to see women look at you and stare at you and like be interested in you. That's not something I thought I would ever be able to say, like ever in my entire life, because I used to be the most jealous person ever. But I love that. Like we're going to get into that because you actually had that proposition.
Yeah, we had that conversation last night or yesterday.
Which part?
Remember when I caught the kid checking you out?
Oh,
I was
yes.
dying laughing.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
And so we kind of both thrive on that a little bit. And so that's
fun.
fun.
I think I would have been more mad if he didn't think you were good looking.
Yeah, I never have ever worried about that dating you, which is awesome. So I think it does that for me. I feel
Tell her
like
she's pretty.
yeah, I feel like it lets us play. I feel like it has way intensified our sex life on a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm getting at. I feel like that's what it's done for us. I feel like it's brought us closer because we're doing this on our terms and like it doesn't have to look like anybody else's version of how they do things. And it's just unfolding how it unfolds, if it does or doesn't. There's like zero pressure.
This is a very personal between you and I, but
yeah,
I felt I got much closer to you.
Definitely.
This trip. You know?
For sure.
So
for sure. And we actually had sex on
What?
I know everybody knows I'm not a virgin. Oh no. We had sex in one of the playrooms.
Oh yes.
Because we like doing that. I like doing it.
Yeah.
You like it. I know you do. You love fucking me and let people watch.
Yeah.
I don't care who listens. Your friends are going to listen. I don't even
When
care.
you decided you weren't going to be a prude, because how many times?
Because I chickened out so many times. I was such like a Billy badass.
You tell me this is what you want. Okay.
Totally. Because I think I want so many things. But then when it comes down to it, I'm like, we need to like ultra baby step this. Okay. But I mean, ultimately, it's fun. Here is my thing about that, is having sex in the playrooms, is I feel like it takes away the organicness that we have, like when we're in our own element here at home and we're laying in bed and we're like being playful and dumb, and then like all of a sudden one of us attacks the other one and we start having sex.
Yeah.
I feel like it takes that away because we know we're going there to have sex, right? So we get there and it just feels...
That's end goal.
Correct. But I just felt like it felt like an assembly line. Like they were just trying to crank people in and out. Like have your sex and get out so we can clean the bed. Like
I feel like that's what it was.
I know. And so for me, that I really struggled with that on this trip. I like when you were like, hey, do you want to go play in this room? And I'm like, I just wasn't feeling it because it felt
a lot of those were
so too like intense for me.
Yeah.
Which is not normal.
Well, they had almost a club there too. Remember? There was like
totally.
It was like in the middle of the club was the dance floor, but then on the outskirts. So it's like people were like
yeah.
And then next to them you had people having sex.
Right. And one thing that we did hear another couple say that they found off-putting, which is what I find off-putting, is like you're in there, and I feel like at the sex clubs when we go here it's not as bad because people aren't like cackling in there and laughing and being hella fucking loud and just like having loud conversations. They like take it out elsewhere, like to the bar and stuff. But in the playrooms, they're so large and so many people. That shit was going on everywhere. And I'm just like, I'm not expecting it to be like a library, but like just, people are trying to like get their freak on. And sometimes
people are laughing and cackling.
It's just annoying. But I do see how we had our own little pockets of fun in places. Like we had sex on the balcony.
We did.
Oh my gosh, was your idea?
Can we talk about the balcony?
Why
was
can't
so
we?
Peaceful.
It was amazing. And you were literally just going to Pound Town looking at the ocean. How was that for you?
It was amazing.
You had a TV in front of you. You were just pounding me, and there's the ocean.
It's just, there's nothing you can see but like ocean.
I just saw the floor of the ship because it was folded in half like a pretzel.
Well, know your role.
So you were like the king of the ship, but going backwards.
Yes. And you're like, don't let go, Jack.
Yeah, seriously. I was hanging onto the rails. It was amazing. It was so much fun. I brought mood lighting. That's something that's fun too. I like tell people like I brought mood lighting. So we had some sexy lights in the room. We decorated the door. So tell people about the door decorations. Like what kind of fun things you remember seeing. People decorate their doors on most cruises, but these cruises are a whole nother level.
Okay, so remember the guy with the... It was a
dildo.
Yeah, but it was a giant picture.
Oh, yes.
Well, it was on a door, so big enough. Like a
blown up.
It was like a poster.
Yes.
And then as you come down, it's like almost to their knees, pretty much.
For sure.
But as it got down lower, instead of... They just popped a giant plastic dildo there.
They suction cupped it to the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every time you walk by...
It like hits you on the arm or the leg. Yeah.
And then when I walked by one time when he was there, and I had walked in front of him,
yeah,
and then I was like,
"Your
that stupid dick."
Yeah, exactly.
And as soon as I walk by, they're going in. I'm like,
"Oh, that's so funny.
That's your dick that keeps hitting me in the shoulder."
So just fun. People would put like their pictures. I took a little whiteboard and I wrote on there our name. And I said, like, here's where you find us on Instagram. Listen to my podcast. I left some cards. They all got taken, I think, in the course of the time that we were there.
Yeah.
I left them on the door.
Do you think that the weirdo that sent you that message or that wrote you that message, you think he's listening?
He might be. Somebody left a note on the door, was like, I love your curly hair, and left his phone number. So random.
I'm like, that's...
yeah, so...
Why don't you just give that to me, buddy? I'll make sure she gets it.
But most of the time, people had like little mints or little like you had some suckers that you took. They were like a girl's face on them.
Oh,
like,
she's phenomenal.
Sucking on a penis. Yeah. So there's all kinds of fun little things you can do. People were dropping by and giving us little gifts.
Oh, those are cool.
I feel like I was in some gift exchange thing and I don't know that I signed up for it.
Were you?
I feel like I may have been. If I was supposed to do something, I feel really bad.
Did you sign up for something?
I feel like there was maybe a thread on Facebook and I was like, oh my God, I would love more info. And then I didn't get more info. And I checked, so it's not like I wouldn't have known. So I don't know.
Because a lot of the bags said Diane.
Yeah, they did. They had my name on it. So
obviously nothing was for me.
Nothing was for you. Okay, we had a great day where I went to work in the library. And so I went and I said, just go by the pool. Right? I was like, you're like,
I'm not going to sit in a room.
Yeah. I'm like, you need to go do something.
Can't sit in the library.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I 100% knew that I was sending you into a pool of sharks.
Yeah.
I was like, absolutely, he's going to get hit on and I cannot wait to hear the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and tell, can you recall that?
You didn't even give me a warning.
No.
You're just like, just go off. You'll have fun.
I'm like, yeah, you'll meet people. You talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And you sure did.
Yeah. My name was changed to Jim. I went from Jack to Jim, Jungle Jim.
Oh, yeah, you turned into Jungle Jim. So you go to the pool, you sit down and tell us about this story.
Well, I'm just sitting down, enjoying the sun.
Shirtless, looking like a snack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure were.
Wow.
I saw with my own eyes.
Yeah, well, others did too.
Yes, they did.
They noticed.
They noticed.
And the wonder that is me.
And then what?
It was this, so it wasn't. I mean, it was just a lot of people hanging out. People would come sit next to you, but like couples, you know, just so there's just couples. And, I chatted up with people. I like chatting up with people. So I'm sitting on the edge of the pool and this girl comes over and she blindsided me and she like grabbed my feet and then it was almost like she was trying to jump up.
She was trying to climb you like a tree.
Well, yeah. Then
trying to Little Mermaid herself onto a rock, but you were the rock.
I was like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm just a poor
But you're
innocent.
missing so many important details. She was butt-ass naked.
Oh, yeah. She had
drunk
zero
AF,
clothes off. Yeah.
Okay? Drunk AF.
Yes.
Bebopping around in the pool. and she spotted you.
She
and
spotted
was
me.
like, Donna. And then she was like, I'm going to climb you like a tree.
Yeah, and I was like, well, what's going on here?
Yeah, oh my God, what's happening?
So this is a funny story though.
Okay.
Because she starts climbing me and she starts getting close.
She's
and I was
doing
like,
all the things.
Whoa. And I just looked at her and I go, whoa.
You're like, is this okay?
She's like, is this okay? I was like, I'm going to say no. And then so she's like, I was like, my girlfriend is upstairs working and this is not okay. So there was this gentleman who he was cool too. This gentleman comes over. He was older than us.
So nice.
And he took her.
Yeah, she just floated off.
He just floated off. So once they floated off, I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So
you were panicked. You came looking for me.
Yes, I was running. I was crying.
You were so sad.
Yeah, I was like, "What's going on, little boy?"
Put her
and I was
boobs
like,
in my face.
"Stop!"
Yeah,
I don't want any more naked people talking to me. No, that's not. So I go up and I said, "Hey, babe, don't ever fucking do that again to me." Because I was in fear of my life.
You were so hilarious. But I had already told you, like, if somebody inserts himself upon you, please, by all means, and you just have to tell me about it.
No.
Yeah. I was so, our sex, and I was even hotter because I was like, oh, yeah. It was hot.
Oh, she came over. She was all about you.
Oh, yeah, because that's the second part of the story is he came up and got me, and he's like, I'm getting attacked out there. And then you said some other lady came over to tell you her friend thought you were hot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you were just like the meats.
Yes.
The meats at the pool. And so...
Very good for my ego. But,
amazing. I love
but
that
I don't
for
know
you.
if I want to risk my life like that. It's like risk reward.
You're definitely not by my hand. So if it's their husbands, maybe. But you were like, oh, this girl. And I was so excited. I'm like, I need to go meet this person immediately. And so we went down. I didn't think we would find her, but she ended up seeing me. She didn't see you. She saw me first. And then she kind of came a little closer and she saw you. And then she like was running in the pool, which was like slow motion, but she was coming so fast for me to tell me that I am dating such a good guy.
Yeah.
He is such a good guy. I have been trying to throw my pussy at him this whole time. And
she said that.
She's like, and he is not bit. Once he kept saying, my girl this, my girl that. And I told him, well, she has to either be really good looking or something else. I can't remember what she said. And she goes, he was right. You're beautiful. And then she goes, can I take him?
She said that.
Yes. And I was like, like, 'cause we hadn't talked about that. And I was like, I'm not sure.
So the answer's no.
Because we hadn't talked about it and I wasn't going to try to make a decision for you.
No decisions were going to be made for me.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if he thinks she's hot or whatever, if there's a vibe. But she was so intoxicated. She was so intoxicated. Then she goes, well, how about the both of you? And I was like, I don't know how I got rid of her, but she was definitely very
But then
toasty.
the gentleman that was there too, that kind
Correct.
of helped me out. I thought he stepped on that grenade.
Yeah.
He came over and he's like, oh, is this your girl? I'm like, this is my girl. Goes, I didn't know if that was your girl or
she was all over you so much people thought she was your girlfriend or wife or whatever. And then that guy, the older gentleman, we're just going to say his name's Bob. It's not. Bob comes over and he's like, oh, this is your girl.
He was hilarious. Yeah.
And so we had a dialogue with him and he goes, my wife thought that she was with you and that, because then she ended up like going off with him. Right? Like later she left you or whatever, but his wife was hoping that she could have
just in the pool. I don't
know.
Could have
swapped with you. And I was just like, oh my God, this is hilarious.
She's like, I told him to go on with it. I was going to take you. And I was like, why am I feel like a piece of meat here?
You're such a piece of meat. It was great. It was so great.
Yeah.
So that was a fun experience.
I survived that.
You survived that. Mm-hmm. I talked about how I went to the girls' meetup and I was just, I don't know. This feels like I need more of a lead up, right? Like for me, it was like, I don't want to go to this girls meetup and like, yeah, these girls are cool. I've hung out with them for 30 minutes.
This really hot though, by the way.
Okay, so I'm going to try to make it sound hot. Okay.
No, I'm saying you going to a woman's meetup
for sure
for a guy is like, hey,
hot. Yeah,
that's hot. Like,
correct.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
And you're like, well.
So I'll just give a recap. It was basically at a bar, and one of the travel agencies was hosting it. And I grew a set of balls and decided, actually, no, that would be awkward, but I decided to go by myself.
She did not grow balls.
And try to talk to some random girls and see if there was a possibility that I would be able to play with a girl. because I like that sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So I found a couple girls. We were, had great conversation. I feel like that potentially could have went somewhere, but it was almost like, okay, here's your meetup, have some drinks, try to like get a vibe, and then the playroom is immediately open afterwards. Let's all go there and just start doing things. I don't work that way. I need to warm up the oven a little bit, and like some of these girls came fucking prepared. Did I tell you they came with like dildos and vibrators in their purses to the meetup? Yeah, they were ready to go ham, and I was like, I would love to do that, but I'm stranger danger still. So
you wouldn't even take off your top when you had pasties on.
I know. I was being such a chicken weenie butt.
That's just funny because everybody's like asking, like, "Did you go?"
Yeah. No, I just wanted to be a perv and like wanted to just take it all in and just it's coming soon. It's gonna happen.
It was great people watching.
It was so much fun. Yeah, but I think for us, we've talked about this before. Like, if the thing is, it's so hard to have chemistry with people, right? Like chemistry in the way that like they're fun to hang out with, you have great conversations and all these things, and like this is something I hear about in lifestyle. It's really hard for like all of that to align for some people, right? There's an attraction, they're all like into the same thing, they're all at the same level with all the things, they both have agreed. It's very difficult. And so I think that's something that people need to keep in mind is like when they go on a cruise like this, even if you're considering that, don't go expecting that that's what you're going to do, right? Go with zero expectations. Yeah. Right? Like you just don't know what's going to happen. Just go to have fun with your partner.
I feel like that would, like, I thought about it a lot, but if my buddies wanted to go with their wives, like I would have such an awesome time. One of my guys or,
Yeah.
So, and I'm assuming if I think of anybody that I'm close with, I don't know if any of them would get naked, but I wouldn't,
Yeah.
But at the same time, other than that, there's no expectations. People aren't pressuring you. It's always in your head. These people trying to talk to us. And we just wanted to meet people.
For real.
We did meet some great people. The couple at the hotel, and still in contact with him, and then the ones we went out to dinner with.
For sure. And I think, I don't know, I feel like if the vibe's right with a couple and they're in the same sort of spot that we're at, I wouldn't be opposed to like having sex on the same bed as somebody else and starting there, or something of that nature where we're playing and they're playing and we're all in the same bed, but doing our own thing, and maybe me and the girl are playing around a little bit and a little something, you know what I'm saying? But
you played this in your head, didn't you?
I did. I'm like, this is how I want it to happen.
This is how
I want to do it.
My rules.
Be so fun. Oh my God, it'd be so hot. Anyways, so that's to be determined. But what would we have done differently, if anything?
It's hard to say because other than we missed some of the... I mean, I don't think I missed out on excursions. I could have done that, I mean, I'm like, snorkeling always sounds cool, but I think the really good ones you go on, you like have to take a class.
Yeah, it's a big deal, for sure.
So I don't think we missed out on that. Maybe participated more on some of the stuff they were doing. But we were kind of doing our own thing too.
For sure. I mean, we haven't had a vacation like this together ever, right? We've done little getaways and things like that, but we've never been both like clocked out of our businesses for the most part for 6 consecutive days on a vacation. Even when I took the kids to Portugal, I mean, I worked most of the time I was there for at least 3 or 4 hours throughout that trip. So I was not like detached.
They got Wi-Fi out there?
Yeah, the Airbnb had Wi-Fi. No AC, but there was Wi-Fi.
Wow.
Yeah, but I feel like for me, same thing. I think there was a lot of workshops that I really wanted to do because there's a lot of sexual education that goes on the ship, and like relationship education, and like just education in general about so many things that you might be curious about.
There was the squirting one.
Yeah, that was one that we wanted to do. They literally will teach you if you want to learn how to squirt your partner, gets you there. That was one. Nipple play. Let's see, I'm going to read a few of these. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. This one was a free seminar. Spanking is hot. So if you want to learn how to spank properly, there is a technique. If you want to learn
how to spank properly. So all those people out there spanking
improperly. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Free
you're
workshops.
Doing that wrong. Has your kid ever told you you're doing that wrong?
Okay, wrong workshop. The Tantra workshop, that would have been fun. Bliss speed dating, energetic orgasm. That sounds amazing.
See, what's the speed dating all about?
So the speed dating, let's see. I'm going to read you guys this blurb, okay? Looking for a fun and efficient way to connect with all of the sexy couples on board? Work smarter, not harder, and maximize your mingling at Bliss Speed Dating. Our 3-minute rounds strike the perfect balance, long enough to see if there's a sexy spark and short enough to avoid awkwardness. Dive into a whirlwind of chaotic, unforgettable fun hosted by Bliss ambassadors Mike and Lily, they were cool, who are also ready to answer any lifestyle cruising questions you may have. Don't miss this chance to create connections. So you sit down across from another couple, they give you 3 minutes, and
so we're together, right?
Yeah, we're together, and we're dating another couple together.
We're
basically
dating, yes.
Like it's 3 minutes to get to know another couple. That's how they basically are.
Do we have to buy them? Do we have to buy them birthday presents and Christmas presents?
I mean,
now?
if we're dating them, for sure.
What?
And then there's like basic workshops, like what is the lifestyle, aka swinging, find your sexy self-esteem, 50 Shades Smarter. So like if you want to get into BDSM, which is like, it's a podcast in of its own.
A lot of leather.
Yeah,
or
leather
latex.
And all kinds of fun things. Yeah, fighting fair. So feeling rejection and jealousy and things like that. Like this is stuff people experience as they're going through the lifestyle. And so they help teach you how to navigate that so you can communicate. Play shops. So these are the ones that we would have probably liked to do. So pleasuring the pearl. You don't really need a tutorial on that. Yeah. But I would be interested to see what techniques that they're sharing. You might be able to contribute.
Yeah, I was going to help teach the class.
Because you're, what did you say, top 3 in the world? So according to your grading scale. Play shop, mastering nipple play. Okay. Free workshop, rapid rope fashion. So if you like to be tied up, there's so many different ones. So lots of different workshops, lots of different meetups. I think they also had like 45 and over workshops or meet and greets that weren't hosted by Bliss.
Just talking about that. And I think these would have been great opportunities to meet people, but I don't know. The only one we went to was
we walked into it.
What
did you learn from the orgy workshop? Do you even remember?
You have to get eye contact or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's rules. You want to set the tone.
Don't just jump into an orgy.
Correct.
If you're not invited.
That too, right?
So no invited guests.
No uninvited guests for sure.
Yeah. So
I think the other thing I would have done is probably book through one of the travel agencies next time, because I went straight to the Bliss Cruise website and booked it through there. The agencies offer a lot of different little things, I feel like, right? They give you, or they have their own little like meet and greets and stuff. Like if you're with this company,
I had 10
come
minutes
here
to figure out if I wanted to do this or not.
Yeah, I know.
So
we went the quick route, but I definitely would do it through a travel agency for sure.
One of them
because it'll be
the
easier
bracelets.
they had necklaces made. So basically, so you don't have to remember everybody's name. So you would wear it during the duration of the cruise. They had them like made with little like, I don't know, beads that would spell your name. And then when you met people, you'd be like, oh, you're so-and-so, you're so-and-so. And then you started to recognize other people who also booked through the same travel agency because they're wearing the same necklaces.
You're all part of the same crew.
Yeah, you're all drinking the Kool-Aid. Yeah. So that's our Bliss Cruise. I think we covered everything. Did I forget anything that you want to add?
No, but I thought it was a great time. I love the fact that we went to Miami, went to Little Havana. That first night, we had dinner out there.
Yeah, it was good.
With the music.
Very loud. Yeah.
It was very loud, but it was good.
We watched. We sat and watched people skate and play volleyball and try to ask you for your cell phone.
Oh,
yeah.
That was
Yeah. So anyways, we had a great time. But anyhow, hopefully this episode was fun. Did you have fun?
I had fun.
Yeah, we had a great time sharing our experience with you guys. And again, if you have any further questions or something we didn't cover, or you're just curious, hit me up over on Instagram and let me know. I've had several of you hit me up there that were saying that these episodes were very helpful for you.
We love answering questions.
Yeah, it's very fun. So find us on Instagram and let us know if you explore or if any of our episodes have sparked for your relationship for you to do some fun and different things. Let us know. And if you're not already subscribed to the podcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button and we'll talk to you on the next episode.
See ya.
Bye.